Hi guys. So I know it's been a while since I have posted a motivational talk or a workout. But to be honest, this last couple months, being pregnant, my only workouts have been my high intensity water aerobics class. Um, and I've just gotten so busy with work and moving and getting the house ready for baby that, it's taken a back seat. And I'm really sorry about that. And I promise that coming 2017, um, there will be a lot more videos, a lot more motivational talks, a lot more of me out there trying to help you guys and doing everything I can. But the purpose of today's video is I want to talk about the word love and what it means. And I look at society today, and it's either love is a word that scares the crap out of you, or it is thrown around in order to get something out of it. Whether you get told I love you so someone can get into your pants, or um, you get told I love you so you will pay for something for someone. So many different ways. And I think in society today, um, people have kind of given up on love. They've kind of given up on the word and what it means. And people aren't necessarily caring if they ever get married or have a family, and not saying that that's everything, because it's not. You can choose to do whatever you wish with your life, but that word is either like the end all be all, or it means nothing. And I wanted to take a further look into that and why I think in society that the word love has, little or no meaning, or a lot of meaning. And I look back at my experiences in life, especially now that I'm about to have a little girl, and I want to be able to tell her the things that I've experienced and why I've experienced them, and obviously let her experience her own life, but give her the most knowledge I possibly can on how to have a successful life. And I want to do the same for my followers and the people that have believed in me and been there. And my take on love is that I was one of those people that always said I loved you. And it was mainly because I just loved to be in love, that feeling and that wanting. And I look back and I'm like, why? Why did I always do that? And I even asked my husband. I was the first one to say I love you in that relationship, and I remember he said thank you. And um it was because I said it too soon, and I think I scared the crap out of him. Like, thank goodness he didn't run for the hills. Um, but that happened a lot to me, and I think back on why that happened. Because I remember always feeling like, man, I must be this like crazy like stalker or psycho. And a lot of boys made me feel that way, and I probably was a lot. But that's because I needed the external acceptance from using that word. And I look back on my life, and it was never my childhood. My parents were so great at making sure that me and my sisters felt loved, and so are my grandparents and everyone around us. It was never my family. I think I was just more myself. I put too much pressure on who I was, on my last name, and trying to be like my sisters. Um, I remember the first incident of, that really started this pressure that I put on myself. And it was, I want to call him my first love, because it took me about 8.5 years to get over him, if not more. Um, and the thing was, is he never really liked me, and that's the crazy thing. Like, why in my head did I really care about this person if he just used me? But I remember it was the beginning of the summer going into my sophomore year. So it was just coming out of junior high, where I was like not attractive whatsoever. I didn't have a ton of friends. I didn't hang out with a lot of people. Like, my Friday nights in ninth grade were spent watching WWF wrestling with my dad, and not going out or going to parties or doing any of that kind of fun stuff. Um, so coming to the summer before senior or sophomore year, I met a new group of girlfriends that were from the opposite school. Like, thought I was going to be able to start over again. Like, I didn't have to worry about all these people that I'd been going to school with since elementary, and this like, weird reputation that I had. I was kind of a, shy person. Didn't have, like I said, didn't have a ton of friends, but anyway, so I'm working at the golf course and I meet him, and he was so cute. He was, confident and sexy and super smart, and we started dating, which when I was a sophomore, that I just started that hearing that term. And I think it was because boys wanted to be able to like hook up or like make out with you and then go make out with someone else and then say it's okay because you're just dating, you're not going steady. Um, but we were dating, and I remember that moment when he had told me that my oldest sister was the hottest girl he'd ever seen, and that he wished he could date her because they had worked at the golf course before I got the job there together. And I remember just being like, wait a second, like you're dating me, but you're telling me how hot my older sister is and how much you want to date her. Like that's the weirdest thing anyone has ever said to me. And I think that's a really big reason why I wasn't ever able to get over him, because he was never attainable. He was always that challenge because he never really liked me. But that's when it started. That's when this competition in my head with my two beautiful sisters started. My oldest sister, Morgan, is 5 years older than me, and she is gorgeous. She looks just like my mom. And, she, when she opens up, she's funny and amazing. People love her. It takes her a little bit. She's kind of standoffish at first. She likes to read people before she opens up, but once she does, it's like, game over. How could you not love her? And there's my middle sister, Katie, who's 3 years older than me, and she is same thing, just naturally beautiful. She rarely wears makeup, but when she does, she's a bombshell. And she's super outgoing. She's willing to try anything. She's super bubbly. She just has this wonderful disposition about her that people are really drawn to. She's the most popular girl in school. She's pretty much the most popular girl in wherever she goes. you can't help but be drawn to her. And I remember that Kate Morgan was too old for me to get to high school and people to know really of her. But Katie left the year that I got there. I was a sophomore and she had just graduated. So both the juniors and the seniors, they all knew who she was and they knew of her. And I remember the senior girls telling me they weren't going to beat me up because of my sister, and then the boys, telling me how hot my sister was and how athletic and all of that pressure, people thinking that I was like them, or that I had to be like them. Like that was like, I have to be like my sister. Like I have to be super bubbly. I have to be outgoing. I have to be this confident person because, where we come from, like our last name means a lot. And, we're supposed to be super athletic, which I am by far the least athletic person in my family. I'm still pretty athletic, but compared to my sisters and my father, it's like not even close, And that's all that external pressure internal pressure ended up me needing this external I love you. I needed that love in order to make me feel better about myself. And I remember I went off to college and I got a pretty serious boyfriend right away, but I wasn't the best girlfriend because for the first time in my life, I was somewhere where people didn't know my last name. They didn't know my sisters. I was able to just be me and do my thing and do what I wanted. And I started getting all this attention, and I finally knew how to put on my makeup, and I was able to wear some scandalous clothes because I was in college. My parents weren't there to tell me no. And I was able to step outside of my comfort zone, and I got that attention, and that's why I was a horrible girlfriend, because that attention was like a drug. I needed that attention. I wanted that attention to make me feel better about myself, and that is, what I've come to realize today. Why did I need that so much? And it's because I didn't love myself. I didn't love the way I looked. I didn't love the way I acted. I didn't love me. And because of that, I hurt a lot of people and hurt myself mainly because of the way that I was. And that's something I don't want my daughter to go through, and that's something that I want to talk to you guys about, and how, how do we love ourselves? How do we how do we take that step into starting to love ourselves? And I've said it before in videos that, that's the only way you can truly start letting others love you is if you love yourself, but how do we do that? How do we start doing that? And I'm still working on it. I'm not the, the Webster's dictionary of what love means or how to love yourself, but I do know that it starts with the little things like telling yourself that you love yourself and being okay with who you are. And if there's something that you want to change about yourself, then changing it in the right way and being smart about it. I look at Whitney's workouts, and I have had people on there tell me before that I post the things I post, I say the things I say to get attention, and there will always be people out there that are going to hate on you for whatever you're doing, and they're going to try to drag you down. But that's when you have to rise above. You have to rise above all that, or any outside pressure or pressure that you put on yourself. You have to be able to step back, rise above it, and continue to take a step forward in your life in order to make your life everything that you want to make it. The word love is not just a tool to sleep with someone. It's not just a word that you say to people, and it means so much more. But it doesn't mean that you have to say it to someone directly. We need to start focusing on that word and what it means and how we can accept it into our lives and love ourselves with our whole heart and soul, and then be able to in turn take that love to love someone else. I see a lot of people, they're able to love their animals, and they can say I love you to their animals, but they can't say I love you to a different person. Where is that disconnect? And more than likely it's because they don't trust people, because they've been hurt in the past and they're not willing to open up. They're also not willing to love themselves enough to open up and take that risk, because that's what life is. If you stay in this little bubble your whole life, then you're never going to be able to experience things. You're never going to get the chance to fail, which is another lesson in life that teaches you keep teaching you how to learn. Failure is not a bad thing, or a relationship not working out is not a bad thing. And I know in the moment, a lot of the times it seems like the most devastating thing on the planet, but you have to take every good part that came from every relationship, and you have to learn from the bad, and that's only going to make you grow as a person. Because if you stay in your little bubble, and if you refuse to look inside yourself, then you will never grow. You will never evolve. You will be a small-minded human that can't see past these barriers in order to really enjoy life to the fullest. And loving yourself is a good way to start that, because it's taken me a long time to do that. And I know I'll probably get a lot of backlash for this next little thing I'm going to talk about, but I understand. I get why people get so upset, but it's the same thing with this pregnancy. I worked, before I got pregnant, for 7 years. I worked out almost every single day. I tried my hardest to eat healthy. I did everything I could to have the perfect body, and I did. At least in my own mind, I thought I did. There was ups and downs, of course, but there was moments where I was just like, damn, like I worked so hard and look what I've got. And then when I got pregnant, everything is gone. I have no control over my body. I have this ever-growing belly. My abs are gone, which was my favorite thing about myself. And it's one of those things that some days I look down and I'm so excited to be a mom, and I feel her kick or move, and I start to cry. But then there's other days where I'll pass the mirror and just be so upset that I worked so hard and it was all gone. But those moments in your life where you want to break down, or you feel like you're not good enough, or those self-loathing moments are the moments that you need to turn around and go, you know what? This is all worth it. And that's what I tell myself. I look in the mirror and I go, it's all worth it, because my baby girl is coming in a month now, and she is going to be the most amazing thing on the planet. And I am strong enough and determined enough and focused enough to be able to be an amazing mom, get my body back, and show my daughter that it's, being fit isn't necessarily about the way you look, but it's about the lifestyle. It's about being capable to carry her no matter what, carry her on my back when we are doing things for a long time, or show her that I'm going to be able to run with her always, and that I'm going to be there for her no matter what. Like, I want to be there for every moment in her life, and the only way to do that is to live this healthy lifestyle. And honestly, the only way to live a healthy lifestyle is to love yourself. Because if we are constantly chasing this perfect body or this perfect idea of what fitness or love or work should be, then we're never truly able to stop and accept what we have. And it's not saying that you should not strive for your goals, because you, of course you can, but you have to be able to, like, okay, like, I hit this goal, and be able to turn around and go, you know what? I may not have my six pack rockin' abs, but I just lost 15 pounds. And I'm okay with that. I'm awesome. That's so awesome. That was a job well done. Now what's my next goal? The same thing. Or I am going to be able to play with my kid every day, and I'm going to go out and play with my kid. I don't want to sit on the sidelines. I don't want to just give my kid a remote. I don't want them to sit in front of the TV like I did. And not saying that I did that all the time, because I didn't, but I do love watching movies and doing that kind of stuff, and that'll still be a part of our lives, but I want to teach her better than that. I want to teach her to love the outdoors. I want her to be outside as much as possible, like her father. Father is very always outside. Can't be cooped up for too long before he goes crazy, and that is something that I think she will get from him, and I want to instill that in her. But I want to instill that in you guys. I want you guys to strive for all your goals and achievements, but I want you to know that you have to love yourself in order to get those goals. You have to be okay with, if you are going to the gym and you're a little overweight, you have to be accepting of the people that might be there. People are going to hate and be negative, and then there's people that are going to support you. But no matter what, it's going to come from everywhere in every way, and you have to be able to handle it and move forward. Or it's going to come internally. You're going to constantly get on the scale and wish you would have lost more, or not be able to see your results, or think, something negative of your work. You didn't get the promotion, so you suck, and you can't do that. And I've said it in so many different videos about self-love and setting these goals, and I have realized that a lot of it stems from figuring out what your problem is first, and then going from there. Like I have just explained to you guys, my problem was I felt like I wasn't good enough, and it was all internal. I internally put too much pressure on myself and was trying to force things externally in order to make myself feel better. And now I know that that's something that I can work on, and something that is only going to make me stronger, and stronger for my little girl. So I want you guys to think about it, take time to figure out, what your issues are, why you can't lose weight, why you can't get your job promotion, why you can't find love. Do you love yourself? How do you use the word love? And then, break it down. Figure out why you are the way you are, and that's the hardest part, because you do actually have to, like, come to reality with the things that you don't like about yourself, or come to the reality of the things that have happened to you that you have put in the past or buried, that you don't want to bring up. And as a trainer, sometimes that's the hardest thing to get out of people. But once you do, and once you make that breakthrough, you will see how different your life is going to be, and how amazing it is going to be. It will only change for the better. And as you know, like, I'm here. I'm always here for questions or concerns or talks, or just to be a shoulder to cry on. That was the main purpose of Whitney's workouts, not only to get you guys fit, but to be there for you in any way, shape, or form that I can, and help you out. I went on a long rant again, per usual, but hopefully I made some sense, and hopefully this video helps you like it does me. And again, I'm here to help, and if you need anything, just let me know. I also promise that in 2017 there will be a lot more Whitney's workouts to come. So baby girl arrives in a month. Things might slow down, and then I have 6 weeks of probably walking around the block to recover, and then game on. So I'm wishing everybody a wonderful Thanksgiving, which I know isn't for a while, and Christmas, which is also not for a while, but and hopefully I will make videos before both of those holidays. But if I don't, I love you guys. Thank you for always supporting me. And 2017, we've got this and we've got it together. See you soon.